Ahlan wa sahlan, marhaban, welcome. Well, let's dive right in. We're going to start learning the letters of the Arabic alphabet. And at first it may seem to you like it's a whole bunch of strange lines and dots, but we're going to break it down. Arabic, like English, has letters. We have 28 letters in Arabic and a few extra symbols we're going to have to learn to go with them. And like in English, we have both vowels and consonants. So our first letter today is a vowel, and the name of this vowel is Aleph. And I'm going to show you now how to draw it. Aleph, simply a straight line from top to bottom of our line. And this may look a little bit familiar when you were first learning to write in English and writing your letters. That's Aleph. Aleph, Aleph. See, very simple. So we're sort of demystifying it. Now, the sound of Aleph, as I said, it's a vowel sound and it makes a long ah sound. Think about the sound in car, far, bar, okay? And it can also be a long ah sound, as in apple, bad, cat. And that's pretty much the same sound if you watch what my mouth is doing. The first one is a little bit deeper. Ah, 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 ah. And we're going to learn the difference between that, why in some words it sounds like more of an ah, and other words it sounds like an ah. But this is a long ah sound. Now, let me warn you, don't confuse long vowel sounds in Arabic with what we call long vowels in English. What we call a long vowel in English has nothing to do with length. In English, we say that ah is a short vowel and a is a long vowel. But if you listen to the length, ah, a, they're the same. In Arabic, long and short vowels mean exactly that. So an ah is held long, and you can see what my mouth does. Ah. This is the long vowel ah. And you've already learned to write your first letter, so that's pretty good, only 27 more, and it's smooth sailing. Now, let me point out one more important feature of Arabic. In Arabic, the letters are connected, what we call in English cursive writing. Now, you may have learned this back when you were in elementary school, but cursive writing is like the old style writing and what we use when we sign our name. So, something like this. We don't write that way very much now, but we used to. But when you sign your name, you do that. And you notice the letters are connected. In English, you can do it this way or non-connected. In Arabic, we don't have a choice. And so if you look at Arabic script, you notice that the letters connect. And so all of it is written in a connecting script. And I'll show you what I mean. We have two kinds of letters in Arabic. We have what we call connecting and non-connecting letters, but that title can be a little bit misleading. So all letters are going to connect to what comes before them. But when we say a non-connecting letter, it means it doesn't connect with the letter that comes after it. What do I mean, for example? Well, Aleph is one of those non-connecting letters. Okay, so I'm going to put Aleph in a word. And this is a three-letter word. Now, you haven't learned this letter here yet. This is a B sound. But you notice how this letter connects to the Aleph, but then there is a break. It does not connect to this next letter. Okay, this is why we say Aleph is a non-connecting letter, meaning it doesn't have a choice what the letter before it decided to do. And since this letter B is a connector, the Aleph has no choice, but the Aleph does not connect to the letter that comes after it. And so Aleph, very simply, if it comes at the beginning of a word, is going to look like this. If it's by itself, it will look like this. If there's a letter before it, it's going to connect in. The previous letter will connect in like this, and it will end like that. But it never connects to what comes after. Now, this is very important, because if I were to connect this Aleph to the following letter, it would not only be wrong, it would not only be bad handwriting, but once I do this, this is now another letter. This is a lam, which makes the L sound, L, okay, as in Lubnan. Okay, and so that is a different letter than this. This is an Aleph. That is not. That's a letter we haven't studied yet, but it's a connected L. Okay, so let's look at some examples of this and make sure that we can pick it out when we see it. Okay, here we have 4 words, and 2 of them have Aleph, 2 of them do not. Now I recognize we haven't done all of the letters here, so you won't know most of the letters, but the question is, do these words have an Aleph or not? So if I look at my first 2, take a look at those. Which one has the Aleph in it? This one right here. And why? We have 2 long lines going all the way up. This one does not connect. This one does connect. This is an Aleph sound. This is making an A. This word is Sam. Versus this one, as we mentioned, this will be an L sound, a lam, which you'll learn later. How about this pair? Look very similar. What's the difference? Okay, a gap right here. So because there's a gap, this one is the Aleph, this one is not. Okay, now this may sound very simple, but right here you've learned some of the most important mechanics of the alphabet. Okay, and so with just what you have here, you're laying a good foundation. So we have some exercises for you where you get to hear the Aleph to make sure you can hear the sound and to recognize if there is an Aleph and if there isn't. And when you complete that, we'll come back and we'll learn our next letter.